Hello, you're welcome to Joel Political Blog again. This is another episode of Let's Discuss Nigeria. A lot is happening. A lot is happening in Nigeria, like I say every time. And most of the things we talk about is always a focus on the style of democracy that we practice in Nigeria. Because sometimes I ask myself, are we really practicing democracy? Because what we see happening every day in Nigeria leaves one a lot to wonder about the kind of system that we run in Nigeria. I know a lot is happening, but let me focus on the issue of Natasha. Senator Natasha, who is under suspension because she raised issues, about things that are happening. And now things are going a little step further now. It's alleged that our constituents in Kogi Central, they are trying to invoke Section 69 of the Nigerian 1999 Constitution as amended to recall Senator Natasha Udwagan back from Nigerian Senate, even though she's on suspension. They're trying to recall her. This is a lot, but now in the twist of event, the Senate, I didn't say the Senate now, the constituents were able to get more than half of the signature as specified in the constitution. But what we see here is a case of the total number of people who voted for her. They've collected even much more than the signature of people who actually voted in the entire Senate election for Kogi Central in 2023. So sometimes you just imagine certain things that are happening in Nigeria. And then somebody will ask me, who is actually behind this? Because we've seen conflicting videos of constituents who said they were called to come out for an empowerment program, to come out with their voters card. And these things are being collected. And we've seen videos of able-bodied men in rooms with voters, certified copy of voters register, forging signatures of constituents and filling the form, all in a desperate bid to recall Senator Natasha. Who is behind the recall process of Senator Natasha? Somebody will say it is the presidency. Because if the presidency is not involved, I don't see any reason why nobody has been arrested for some of the things that we're seeing on social media about how signatures are being forged through using the voters register and all of that. Nobody has been arrested. And they took this into INEC, and INEC said, oh, they have not followed guidelines, signature is certain information is missing. Now, in a twist of event, all of a sudden, INEC has not issued a letter to Senator Natasha informing her that a recall process has been initiated to recall her from the Nigerian Senate. That means INEC has turned around to accept the signatures and the information that have been given to them. And who controls INEC? It is the presidency. So are you trying to tell me that is the presidency not involved in this? Because Natasha has caused the Nigerian government a lot of embarrassment in international, granting foreign interviews, and even went in as far as the IPU in the United Nations and all of that. All that must have caused so much embarrassment to the government, who hates so much embarrassment. Now they have initiated the process of recalling her. We've heard from the grapevine that the Yaya Bello, who is still serving corruption charges with the EFCC, is behind this. Because the lady who is championing this whole thing happens to be an aide of the current governor, who is a puppet of Yaya Bello. So that means there's something between the state government and the presidency that are involved. But all of this, at the end of the day, is an insult to democracy as it is practiced in Nigeria. And this is a country where every day you see governors, presidents going up and down looking for foreign direct investment. Who will come and invest in a system that has broken down, irreplaceably, like Nigerian system, especially Nigerian judicial system, Nigerian legislative system, everything is in total disarray. Because we live in a global world where one information, with the help of social media, will be projected around the entire world. And the whole world is watching all of these things that are happening. Is this democracy that we're practicing in Nigeria? Is this democracy? And look at the issue between the senator, the deputy whip of the Nigerian Senate, and our respected Dr. Ezekwesili on this same issue of the standing committee of ethics and privileges to look at this issue of Natasha's petition before the National Assembly, before the committee. How they did all the shenanigans just to throw it out. What are we doing in Nigeria? What are we doing in Nigeria? All the president wants, what is just psychophancy. People will sing their praise, just like the way Akpabio will sing the praise of Tinubu, the way Tajuddin Abbas will sing the praise of Tinubu, just the way the man in Delta will want to sing the praise of the First Lady. What is happening in Nigeria? Is this the Nigerian system? It leaves one a lot to bother about, because if you ask yourself, what is happening? Recalling Natasha, this is a mockery of judicial democratic process? It's a mockery of the Nigerian constitution. It's a mockery of the Nigerian system. It's a real mockery. And people, if somebody like Donald Trump now says Nigeria is a shithole, people will now start calling for his neck. But is Nigeria not a shithole? And one of the things I've seen, you see able-bodied men, broad daylight, signing signature, collecting. It tells you the amount of poverty in Nigeria. That's all I see. The amount of poverty. Otherwise, a man who is supposed to be gainfully employed, working somewhere, he's just there, queuing up in the name of empowerment to collect 5,000 naira to sign to recall Senator Natasha. This is a shame. Some of the things that happen in Nigeria. Nigeria is not a democratic country. We're just democracy in name. But what we see, especially if it's going to benefit the executive or those in terms of authority, they go all out. There's so many things to worry about. Kogi people, there's so many things to worry about. Yabelo has stolen your commonwealth. There's mass poverty, there's hunger, unemployment, insecurity, corruption, everything at the same time. But all you people are bothered about in Kogi Central is just to recall a woman. It's a shame. It's a shame. We can do better. We can do better. Bola Tinubu, we're calling you. You can do better. Thank you.